Right, everybody, we are live now on YouTube, and about 9 more minutes to the opening of NYSE for NASDAQ trading. And so let's give it a minute so people on the Telegram can join, and also to invite other people on social media. Right, so I'm just sending out the invites now to the community on Telegram. Right, let's go. So we are going to be trading live today, obviously. And so now let me send the invite on X. I'm experimenting with the X blue check mark feature. I want to see, because I got the blue check mark on X just yesterday for real math B. I wanted to see if, if there's any advantage to that. So I will see. All right, so now that is done, let's get into the analysis, guys. All right, so what's happening so far? 3 weeks ago, thereabout, we started a channel challenge, basically trading a prop firm account, a $5,000 account. And you notice that we've already passed phase 1 and phase 2, and I started trading the live account here. The good news is on the live account, I've already made a total profit of 4% on that account. So you notice that I have a total profit of 5,207. If I stop trading for the rest of this week and wait for the payout date to see that the payout date is on 29, which is next week, Wednesday, I don't have to do anything. This is a 4% profit. A 4% profit on a 100K account is $4,000. On $1 million account, that's $40,000. So I've done the hard work. I've made 4%. So I'm trying to protect this money. However, I still want to try and get the money up a little bit to like 300 or 400. So I'm going to take 2 more trades, total of 2 more trades. So if I enter 1 more trade today and it makes profit, then I'll look for 1 more trade, maybe this week again or maybe next week. But only 2 more trades on this account before payout. I'm not going to take more than 5 trades to my payout. And hopefully, the trade I will take is going to be a profit one, because I want to have only a maximum of 5 trades and then wait for payout. So whatever amount I make after the 5 trade, then I'm going to wait for the payouts to come. But hopefully I'll just keep making money, right? I've had a 100% win rate so far, no single loss, and that's really something. That's something to really celebrate. Yesterday I almost made like $50, but I set break even and the price came to my break even take me. And thank God I actually did set a break even, because the price went way lower than that and I was at that break even. That's really perfect. Okay. So now though, what we need to do is do the analysis before the opening. So let's get straight into the analysis, guys. My mouse is actually not working, so I have to use my laptop mouse. So I might be looking at I might be using my laptop mouse for this purpose. All right, so let's go through the analysis right now. You will notice that NASDAQ already created a new high today. NASDAQ has printed a new high just today and is potentially rejecting already. But 2 things that actually happened. NASDAQ took the previous day liquidity, right? Anyway, I know that because I already marked that, but for your sake, let me do that. So the first thing I normally do is I'm already on the 15-minute time frame. I already turn on my session break, right? If you want to turn on your session break, you go to settings, then session break, right? Session break just divides the day into, it divides your chart into each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so you can see the chart of that particular, of each specific days, right? So for yesterday, which was Monday, I want to mark the highest trading day, the highest trading point, so meaning the highest high yesterday, and then also I want to mark the low, which is called the previous day low, right? So this is the previous day low, meaning the lowest points that NASDAQ was trading yesterday. So here and here are the levels. Now what you're going to notice is that NASDAQ already took the high of yesterday, meaning NASDAQ already went above the highest price that we printed yesterday. Also, NASDAQ already went above the highest price that we printed last week, which is a Friday high. You notice that right here, there is a, right here like this, there is a high, that's a high, and NASDAQ already took that high in this session, right? So meaning that there's now potential that NASDAQ can start selling to the downside, so I mean to a support for it to keep going higher, because NASDAQ it has been bullish. So for us to buy, we just need to wait and see NASDAQ take liquidity of a particular level and then potentially going in the direction of the trend, right? Now the next thing I do is I turn on the session, the Asian range indicator. So basically what this does is that it marks out my Asian range formation for me. This way, I am able to see the range that I'm actually trading within, which are actually useful for my liquidity levels. So now you notice two things. NASDAQ has taken previous day high, meaning the highest point price was trading yesterday. Guess what? It has also broken out of the Asian range and it has returned back to the 50% of the Asian range now. You know what can happen? When NASDAQ open in the next 3 minutes, we can have NASDAQ buying from right here to the upside. And then your stop definitely has to be below the Asian low, right? So buying from here actually makes sense. However, I will not buy from here, from the middle, because I don't need to trade. So that's the only reason I would not buy. I would prefer NASDAQ should sell, take out the Asian low, and tap into this level and start to give like a buying formation. I'll prefer that NASDAQ should do this, get to this bottom level, get to the support level below the current price, below the Asian low. So something like this, it goes down, then begin to like change character on the 1 minute. Then I will look to take a buy to the upside again, right? So I will not be doing anything where in the current price level that NASDAQ actually is right now. So, and if you even look at that on the 1 hour, you can try and see, a very good zone or a very good level. So let me turn this on. Session break, I cleaned it up. And by the way, if you have any question, guys, you can always leave it in the comment section. I definitely look at it, and if you have any question, I'm happy to answer it for you. So so you notice that on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, there is there's no clear level below other than this level here for NASDAQ to get to this level right here, which is closer to previous day low. So there's a chance that NASDAQ may want to go into that level actually today. So that's why I will not be buying from where we are right now. It's too high of a price. So I need it to come lower, then I can buy and then maybe go up. I just need like 100 points to make like $100 or $50 and then take my final trade again another day. So we have 1 more minute to the opening and it's going to be showtime. So I'm going to also be looking at the chart on a broker's chart, because you see the chart much better on a broker's chart. You also notice that there's a news coming out at 3 p.m. So maybe I would even wait until after 3 p.m. before I actually make a trade today. So if you go to Forex Factory, you'll see that there's actually a news. We do have a news coming out today. And so maybe we would potentially, trade carefully. Yeah, trading view. Yeah, you see, by 3 p.m., the federal chairman is actually having blah, blah, test out. Okay, they're just talking about some products. All right, so market opened already. And nice. So we're seeing a fight to the upside and to the downside, which is very typical, right? So we're seeing a fight to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. So I do think that they would actually sell more. Actually, in this, I think NASDAQ is going to sell a little bit more, and but that's also like a support level for buying. So it's actually selling. It's selling deeply. It's selling deeply. So that means that previous day low is a target. I mean, Asian low is the initial target right now. So NASDAQ is going to go and take the previous day low. After it takes the previous day low, then it's going to go and restabilize and blah, 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 blah. So for us right now, we just need to be patient and look at the direction that's happening. Although sometimes when NASDAQ is doing this kind of move, that everything is like moving like very fast, it creates a feeling that, oh, it triggers FOMO, the fear of missing out in traders, so that you don't want to miss out on the trade because of how fast you think the pressure is. Like, it just moved like in 1 minute, like 30 points. You want to participate in that, right? But trust me, you have to be patient. You can see right now how big the candle is moving, right? But it's not going to be the best. It's best for us to. All right, so we've taken the previous day. So we just need to wait now and see if there's going to be any rejection. If NASDAQ form any rejection from this point now, now that we've taken the Asian low, we need to see rejection. Otherwise, NASDAQ is going for the previous day low, and from the previous day low, we can buy from there instead. So, all right, so if there is like a proper rejection at this level, I feel like NASDAQ is going to go in this level twice, a clean breakout of this level that we currently break out of. And it's also going to be like a second, like a pullback, and then another break again before we start to see the proper buy formation. Otherwise, NASDAQ can just keep selling, reach the previous day low, and then we miss out totally on the complete trade, and it's fine. And so NASDAQ now has moved 50 points since opening, which is not bad. 50 points since opening. Okay, so it's selling more and more and more now. We have more sell formation from NASDAQ. It's selling more. Okay, so 1 minute is already forming a rejection character, right? And that is, although it is too early to say this, because we're just in the beginning of the session itself. Because if you want to participate and you go ahead and took a buy, you potentially will have to put like a 100-point stop loss of minimum, because right now the ATR, meaning the average true range, is not yet established for the session. So, but let's say current ATR is 50. I didn't measure this, so I'm just speculating a number. And I'm going to actually set up an indicator very soon to mark out my ATR and stuff like that. So that ATR, which means average true range, it means that for the current session and time frame that you're on, how many pip range is the asset you're trading, like NASDAQ, what is the average pip range? So that average pip range movement can actually be your stop loss level, which is clean. Okay, so from here now, two things actually has to happen. NASDAQ needs to respect this level, this Asian low. If they don't respect it, though I will not enter any trade until after 3. Yeah. So guys, the first 15 minutes right now, we don't need to do anything because we don't yet know the direction that NASDAQ wants to go. It's just, they are taking liquidity levels, or they are just, recovering back imbalances. But we're going to soon know the real direction. Actually, we will soon know the real direction. Just like yesterday, after they did all the move, to the downside, then we realized that, oh, with such rejection, that they will actually start buying from there. And we can also not buy from here now. If you buy now, it's good buying, but it's possible that they want to go a little bit more, before actually buying. So I would want to be patient a little bit. I would want to be patient a little bit, guys. I mean, luckily we've also made money already, so we don't need to. So it's selling more now, you can see. So that means the sell is going a little bit more, and that means that the sell may want to reach, and as it's going right now, it's going really deep. The sell might want to reach like a, another key level. If you see on 4 hour, the sell might want to really reach the previous day, which is possible actually. So let's just try and be patient in this trade. So this is the support zone. If you really want to buy, I think based on what is happening right now, if you buy, you have to put your stop loss at the previous day low. So try and buy from like here, but then put your stop loss. So it's better you wait, because that's a 150 point stop loss. And then another thing is that where NASDAQ is right now is a good place to wait for buy, but where you put your stop loss doesn't make sense, which is why it's better we wait. And when we wait, we will definitely see another setup, even like a scalping setup. It will come much later on in the session, but not right now. Right now, the volatility is too quick, and we may not be. Oh, okay, I can already see one candlestick formation that I like on 1 minute, and though I will not engage the market. And wow, perfect. You see that red candle, the first red candle before this current one? That is a very perfect rejection candle. The only thing important now is that this current green candle has to close strong. You know, if it doesn't close strong, then you're not taking the trade, and it doesn't, so you're not taking the trade. So that's already invalidated already. It still means that sellers are still in the market. They're still interested. They still want to push the price downward, and that's not bad. So yep, I like this kind of setup, honestly. When NASDAQ take like a low and start to reject it, they are very predictable kind of setup, and you know, the win rates on these setups are very high. Also, they're also higher. Let me check S&P 500. S&P 500, okay. NASDAQ, okay. NASDAQ is almost back to 50,000. I mean US 30 Dow Jones. Dow Jones is almost back to 50,000. And S&P 500, okay, S&P. The S&P is already rejecting at the current level. I think we're supposed to be buying these markets, like start buying. Like the only thing is where we're going to put the stop loss. That's just the only issue, you know. Like imagine putting the stop loss here in the lowest point that it has just been created now. You're going to be risking about $40 here. So that's about $40 risk, and you can actually target back the highest point here, meaning the origination move of the candle. So you can risk like 20 pip to target back the beginning of the move that started in this session. That's like a scalp move, sure. And it's obviously not going to be a bad trade. And your stop loss is just going to be at the lowest candle of this particular session we are right now. But based on what we are seeing, we've already seen clean rejection from seller, but we've not seen the stronger participation of buyers yet. So it still means that sellers are still like looking to take the price lower. So that's the reason why I don't want to engage yet, and it is too early to engage. So I'm using two patterns that I know before that used to work, you know, to decide I'm not entering the trade yet. And hopefully that's going to be something that will save me, you know, from taking an unnecessary loss. So, and also I want to wait for the first 15 minutes candle, and not just the first 15 minutes candle, I also want to wait for the first the news at 3 o'clock. I want that news to finish before I engage again. But right now it's looking like sellers are still in control of this price, because it's strongly pushing downward. So it's strongly pushing downward. Okay. All right, guys. If you trade NASDAQ, there's so many more information that I started to find out about NASDAQ today. You know that I will soon be able to share in like a more elaborate video on this channel. And basically, that's about how I trade, how I look for, you know, what NASDAQ is doing in general. And I'm also making sure that I specialize on trading NASDAQ. So potentially very soon, I may be adding the S&P 500 to my trading, especially when I have like multiple accounts now. Because the more you have multiple trading accounts, especially like if you reach the $1 million mark, you may start, especially if you have an account in the same prop firm, they have a limitation that you cannot copy trade across your accounts. Some of them, especially the firm I'm currently trading with, Equity Edge, they don't want you to copy trade within all your accounts, right? So because of that, you know, you want to avoid all the breaking their rules. So you may trade NASDAQ and trade ES, you know. And I learned that NASDAQ is actually not there are no market maker for NASDAQ, as there are market makers for S&P 500. So, and that also explains why the S&P 500 moves not too fast like NASDAQ. You know, it moves predictably. Like S&P 500, if NASDAQ has done something, you can predict that S&P 500 will soon do it. Like, but you know, they used to create like divergences and stuff like that. So, all right, it seems like they actually, that level seems to be holding. And if it is holding, yes, it only means one thing. If you have money to put at risk, like at this level, you can actually go for it. And you know what I can actually do? I do have, let me see how much money. I have a $7, but if I'm risking $7, how much do I make? I probably will make like a $30, right? So if I risk $7 in this, then potentially I can make as more as possible. I'm thinking that should I engage the market from where it is? It has not yet given, it's giving a good rejection, but it could just be an exhaustion, you know? They're just exhausted and waiting for more participation, right? Or waiting for buyers already like accumulating, putting their own trades and all. We're already forming a lot of things I would like to see on this level though. But it is what it is though. It's not clean. So for that sake, let's just wait. I would honestly like to participate in buying NASDAQ from here. I would like to participate in buying already. And it had left where I would have loved to buy, but I'll just be risking like 15 points, which I can use 0.5 lot, and I'll be risking only, you know, only $7. And I can use $7 to make $50. Can you imagine? Anyway, let's wait for 2 more minutes, which is the opening candle is going to finish by then. Oh, I think we're going to be buying. So the buyers are already stepping in already. And that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's very good, honestly. That's a good setup, man. That is a good setup. That's a good setup. I'm not taking it. I didn't take it, at least, not yet. But that's a good setup because if it does go up, there's going to be a pullback at some point, and then, you know. But that's a very good setup, guys. That's a very, very good setup. If you see it on 1 minute to see the way it is moving, you see the way you see? So now this is a very clear indication that the buy side, the selling has done its job. The only thing now is, are there more liquidities to be taken? And you know that there is news coming out very soon. So because of the news, we have to also be careful. We also have to be careful. So there's 42 seconds to the close of the first 15 minutes. If this 1 minute candle clear back everything, it's just it's a FOMO candle. It's gonna be a FOMO candle. Yeah, definitely buying NASDAQ makes sense from here. Definitely. Definitely. Okay. I think we will soon see an entry for the entry. We will soon see a place to enter for a buy. If not, we will not just trade today. All right, so we're done with the first 15 minutes. Perfect. So NASDAQ is actually going to buy. Now we just need to look for a place that we can get a nice entry. And this is the first stop loss point where price currently is the first point for stop loss. However, maybe it is a good idea to wait until the news at 3 o'clock finish. So I'm still not going to execute any trade now. I'm going to start looking for entry by 3 p.m. after the news at 3. So I will just wait for 3:15 and I'll start looking for entry. Even though right now, bro, I would love to participate. Like, my hand is itching me to press buy. So my hand is itching me to press the buy button. By the way, I know that there are some people on this channel that they just want to learn how to trade. So let's use the opportunity to discuss about trading. So I'm going to try my best as possible because I didn't prepare for this, but you see, trading it's a very nice concept. It's a medium for you buying and selling things. So in the markets that we are participating in, especially the foreign exchange market or the stock exchange market or the indices market or commodities market, it's basically the participation between buyers and seller who are agreeing that a price is too high, let me sell, a price is too low, let me buy an asset, right? And for someone like me, I trade what we call the indices. Know that there are at least 3 or 4 type of markets. There's a foreign exchange market, which is currency. This is you trading things like GBP USD, USD JPY, GBP CAD, and all the currencies. They are called forex pair. So you can call yourself forex trader, but you're actually trading crypto. You're trading indices. You're trading commodity, right? Although I would argue, I think that one of the best way to actually call yourself, just call yourself either call yourself like a trader, so you could trade anything, or call yourself like although calling yourself a forex trader is fine. Everybody understand it. It's just like it's like a English word to understand what you do, right? It doesn't mean that you are only trading currency, which is fine. So people do trade currency, people trade indices. I trade indices. So NASDAQ are indices. US 30 is an indices. S&P 500 is also an indices. And these are basically, you know, a basket of companies in the US put together as one, where we are trading the performance of those company, right? And since that's what we are doing, you will notice that for every market there is how to trade them, right? But for every market, the idea also almost remain almost similar or the same: support and resistance, supply and demand, and stuff like that. They all remain almost the same across every single market that exists out there. So as a new trader, if you are new to trading, you don't yet know what to do, the first thing I'll recommend is that, first of all, especially before you even start to put any money, every money, learn to trade first. Like learn to understand why does price move, how it moves up and down, stuff like that, and then once you learn that, then you want to also do what we call demo trading. You want to demo trade enough a particular strategy. The mistake about demo trading is that you might actually be demo trading and not learning anything. But if you are demo trading a strategy that you actually learn, then there's a big chance that you actually will be able to, see the win rate, and gain some confidence based on the strategy that you use, right? So the real idea behind demo trading is for you to actually, the strategy that you've learned, go and demo it and see it. Is it working? Is it making money? And then you get familiar with the market and all, and then you actually then just take the trade to before you go to live account. And one thing I would like to tell you, if you're still, I'm not making a video right now. It's just if you actually want to learn trading, you want me to recommend any particular resources for you, you can actually message me on WhatsApp, on Telegram, anywhere. Just message me, reach out to me. I'll send you videos that I personally watched when I was starting out, that I think that those videos actually have like a good thing for you that you can actually also use to become a better trader. If you watch those videos, they do a good explanation, and then you can now start to put your own ideas together for you to now become like a really good trader. You start to put your idea together. But one thing I would like to tell you is capital preservation. You need a trading system, not just strategy of technical analysis. You need a trading system that allows you not to lose money, or at least allow you not to lose your personal money. That's why I'm trading prop firm. Prop firm allow you to access capital like $5,000, $10,000, $100,000, but you don't need to have that money yourself. You need to bring a smaller money. You use it to hire bigger money. And thank God that prop firm are actually existing these days. You can use prop firm. You can leverage prop firm to your advantage, So I have been leveraging prop firm to my advantage since July of last year to make sure that I stop losing my own personal money. And that decision has actually really made me a lot of that. It does make sense, right? And now I'm working to scale up in prop firm capital this year, at least to reach, probably $500,000 or $1 million in prop firm funding, right? And I started with $5,000. So, and with an investment of $11, I got access to $5,000. So that is also a strategy, a system. So part of my own strategy of trading system is that I am not risking my personal money like big. So I don't have to go to my savings and bring out $1,000. I just leverage the current trend within the industry, which is called prop firm trading. Prop firm trading, if you don't know what it is, basically it means that there are companies out there who are looking for good traders. So your job is to be a good trader, be able to manage money. So they will give you access to their own money. You use their money to trade. When you make profits, you take 80% of the profit and then you give them 20% of the profit, right? So I really like it and I'm leveraging that for myself. So and you also can learn or leverage that for yourself, especially if you're actually new to trading. You want to make sure you do that as well. You don't want to just bring money from your pocket. Avoid losing money, guys, especially if you are still in the beginning, like, just starting out to know how to trade. Don't even trade with your personal money yet. When you make money with prop firm, you take all those profits, put it in your personal broker account, open your own personal broker, put it there. That one is for sure very good. All right, guys. I noticed while we're waiting so far that NASDAQ is respecting a buying on the 1 minute, right? Though I have not yet engaged yet, but I do think that now there is already many liquidity level on the 1 minute, and I think that is going to still be swept very soon. You can see this. Let me delete that. You'll see something now. Okay, so NASDAQ is just pushing high and high and high and high, and so it seemed like the setup would have made a lot of sense. In fact, right now we would have made probably $50 if we have bought since that place, because it has moved 55 points in our direction already. So you see the setup. That's like, and how did I know about this kind of setup? And how did I know that NASDAQ was going to do this? Because I've been looking at NASDAQ for a long time now, right? Anytime they take an Asian low and there's like a zone there, they try to respect it and just go. My own job is just to wait to see that, okay, after they take a low or a high, am I seeing a pattern that I've seen before, right? And execute. The only reason I didn't execute today on this trade is because if I was trading a challenge like phase 1 or phase 2, I would have entered, right? But because I'm trading a live account and I've already made profit, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just chill until after the news, and after the news, I would look for more entry, right? And there will definitely be another entry that I can enter, hopefully, and that. So, and that's anyway what you can also do when you're trading. Try and focus on one pair. Focus only on one pair. Don't trade multiple pairs. Trade one pair. When you trade one pair, trade one session. There's London session, there's New York session, Asian session. Trade only one session. You don't want to make money in London session and lose it tomorrow morning on London session. You don't want to make money in New York session and lose it on London session. You don't want to make money on gold and lose it to NASDAQ. You are focused on one thing, one pair, one session. That way you increase your own chance of winning in the long term, right? So, and you continue. Imagine you keep doing it same time every day, the same thing, and you look at the market the same way every single time. Like for me now, I realize that I've already been looking at market the same way. I mark my previous day high, previous day low, Asian high, Asian low, and not just that. You know what I do again? I look at the supply zone, the demand zone. I look at the trend of the market right now. Then I also look at what the other indices are doing, especially what the US oil is doing. US oil right now, the price of US oil is going down. Anytime the US oil is going down, NASDAQ is going to be going up. Why? Because it's companies. Companies rely on oil. If the price of oil is dropping, companies are doing better. The outcome of companies will be better, right? So that also gives me like an extra information about what I should expect with NASDAQ that I'm trading. Anyway, so I'm just saying that just let you know how, the type of things that you will need to do in order to start seeing some results for yourself. And trading prop firm also gives you a kind of a validation to know when you are doing something right. Because as a trader, you may not know that you have already started doing some things right? So when you trade prop firm and you trade with prop firm, you pass a challenge. Oh, that means you did something right. You pass phase 1, you pass phase 2. That means you're really doing something right. You get what I'm saying? So, and with that, you are solid. All right. Now I'm wishing that I actually entered this trade because this is almost $100. So this is almost $100, and I hesitated there because now I cannot even enter again because a news is happening shortly, and because of the news, I will not be able to enter the NASDAQ. So I need to wait until 5 minutes after 3 p.m. before I can take any other trade. Okay, so in case I do get any entry later today, guys, I'm going to send it on the Telegram. Yesterday I got an entry. I didn't send it because I just wanted to scalp, so I didn't actually send that kind of setup. But if I see a setup today, like a pullback, for example, into that demand zone and liquidity is taken, and I see them doing a high formation, I'm gonna send I'm gonna send that to the channel. Thank you, everybody. I think this is gonna be the end of the live stream. We've been here for almost 30 minutes now, so let's go and have an amazing rest of the day and protect your capital, guys. As usual, if you have any question, you can always leave it in the comment section or join the Telegram channel. I share all the updates there. Thank you for coming. Happy and safe trading, everybody, and we'll see each other again tomorrow. Live trading tomorrow, Wednesday. See you and bye-bye.